What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and YouTube? I'm Freddy Fogle, Flamin' Hot Entertainment, multi-plat game trap, the people's voice, and your favorite average gamer. Gonna be bringing you a video on the PlayStation 4 and how to adjust your settings and what settings are best for you. As you can see, you got some games here, last games I've played. Alright, so you're gonna go into the settings menu, and the settings, the best, to best describe and do a video on are the screen and sound settings, sound and screen settings. Video output, you might not have these, but and then that you see my the screen actually flash black, resolution on automatic, and you get a lot better color depth. If you were looking at the video before, when it first started, I had it on automatic, and this was off. Deep color output. So now I have all them on. I normally have it on for my other part, but I took them off for this, for the Elgato, so that when I did this, you could actually see it on screen. If you have a 3D TV, you usually have one that says resolution, screen size in inches. Then you pick your screen size, and that's if you have a 3D TV, so it knows. That's basically calibrating it. And then display setting, this is to do, you want to push that to the maximum where you still see the white bars on the edge, and then hit X. Now output setting for audio is different in a lot of ways. Like right now I'm using it with my Astro, the wireless mix amp, the old one that comes with the transmitter and the receiver part of the mix amp. So I have it through the HDMI out, and then you put on Bitstream Dolby because it doesn't do DTS. And then my TV does a pass through to the transmitter of the mix amp via optical cable. So it goes in from the PS4 to through the HDMI. That's why I have it on primary. HDMI out, then it's Dolby Digital 5.1, and it does a pass through like the Elgato does a pass through. So now it's going into my Astros via the HDMI, the optical out from my TV to my Astros. And then when I'm not using, recording and stuff like that, I just change it to the optical, and you see it right here. I have my other Astro mix amp to it, the wired one, to it, and then that's what I use. So right now, during this section, and then you could change this, and this is basically the little music. And I just keep that off and keep the key tone on. That's basically, now you don't hear nothing, now you hear something. And then you want to make sure in your TV settings, if you have a game setting, that's what you want to have on. Some TVs, like my Vizio in the living room, it has a game setting where you turn it on and off, and then you adjust all your settings like saturation, contrast, and all that other stuff, and LED background, to your heart's consent. But this one actually has a preset called game, and then when you switch it and you customize it, it just makes it like a default one, and then you could just name it whatever you want. And it always keeps the game default setting, and whenever you change it, it just makes another setting on that template that you changed. So that's what I do. Make sure you go into game settings, and what that does is let the games play with the least amount of lag from the console to the TV to your controller. And it does work wonders when you're playing competitively. But when you're playing campaigns, sometimes you don't want to have that on there. You want to have that, your 120 hertz or your 240 hertz or your if you have a plasma, 600 hertz, or you know, some LEDs do have 480 hertz like Vizios. What that does is cause post processing, because TVs are 60 hertz, unless you have an older one that's 30 hertz or whatever. 60 hertz. 60 hertz, what that does is all the signal going from any device, whether your cable box, your TV, you know, your digital TV tuner or whatever, is 60 hertz. So the 120 hertz, the 240 hertz, the 480 hertz, and the 600 hertz are actually all post processing. And since a game is dynamic and you're actually taking control of it, post processing of something always generates more lag time from what the console or the device outputs to the TV. The TV will actually process it and give it more time to generate whatever the image that is generating to your eyeballs. So there's time in between there, and that's just lag. And then you get input lag from your controller, because whatever you're doing doesn't show up on, you know, visually to your eyes at the same time. So you want to put it on game mode to cut out all post-processing, or as much as post-processing you can. And some post-processing you can do manually if you don't have a game mode, like take off the 120 hertz, the 240 hertz, the 480 hertz, the 600 hertz, the smoothing factor, that's the hertz. And then you want to make sure that your TV's calibrated visually to your eyeballs, you know what I'm saying, to your preferences on how you want it to look, you know, deep blacks, or you know, rich colors and stuff like that, and how you visually, how it's appealing to you as a person and your personal preferences. So that's the only thing I wanted you to see, and that does make a difference in especially multiplayer gameplay where it's fast paced, competitive, and stuff like that. You need all the anything that generates lag, anything that generates post-processing and stuff like that, you need to take that all off, because it does affect your gameplay, especially on things like Call of Duty, Battlefield 4, what else? The Last of Us, Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare, even games like Resogun, that it's fast-paced, it's moving at 60 frames. I mean, those games look great even if you put game mode on them, because they're running at 60 frames a second. Even Madden, all that stuff, you want to have all that on game mode. Blacklight Retribution, anything games which you're playing, you know, competitively, you don't want to have anything post-processing on your TV. So those are some visual hints and tips and tricks to getting your PS4 to look or run better. And this also works for the Xbox One. I don't know the settings for it. I don't have the Xbox One. You might want to go catch a video, find a video on YouTube or on the internet about that. I don't know their settings, so that's pretty much it. If you like the video, make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already to the channel, follow me on Twitter. Everything's going to be going through Twitter from now on. Come October 1st, I'm closing my Facebook and all Facebook related stuff, my page, the group, everything Facebook is gone out the window. Come October 1st, they're going to be implementing some new rules, and I'm not going for it. I've had enough of Facebook and their shit. I don't need them. So that's pretty much it. I've been your host, your commentator, Freddy Fuego, Flamin' Hot Entertainment, Multiplat Game Trap, the people's voice, and your favorite average gamer. Peace, love, and hair grease. Haters, keep on hating. If you haven't been doing it, you need to get gaming.